And just lastly, I appreciate you for sharing all of that. And then but lastly, speaking of friendships that you were able to develop throughout the years, Static and Aaliyah, of course, both of them passed away, and I know a lot of fans on our site, they're huge fans of them as well. Can you just share a memory of both of them, maybe individually or collectively?
Aaliyah, a clown, funny, a good-spirited type person. Went for Aaliyah, we wouldn't have been with Blackground. She spoke up for Tim and me, and Barry ended up signing us. Of course, he had a lot of respect for his baby girl. Tim, of course, was extremely talented, so I'm quite sure Barry would have worked with him as a producer. But Aaliyah vouched, and I never forgot that. I never got a chance to thank her for that. I remember one time she called my hotel when back in L.A. playing on the phone. She called the phone. It was going, "It's all good." It was a song out back then. I forgot the name of the song, but that was one of the lyrics, right? And hung up the phone, right? Now, you got to remember, I don't know this was Aaliyah. She did it like about 6 times. It's all good. And hung up the phone. And so the sixth time she did it, I said, whoever this is, I was going off. Cussing them out. But I didn't know it was Aaliyah. So I hung up the phone after I finished cussing them out. And she was like, she called. She was like, hey, Magoo, what you doing? I said, nothing, what you up to? She said, oh, nothing. She was hanging with Kadada. That's Quincy Jones' daughter, Kadada Jones. She was hanging with her. And I think at the time, Kadada was actually messing with Tupac. She's like, I'm hanging with Kadada. I said, yeah, what y'all up to? She said, nothing, you want to come hang out? I said, no, I don't know, man. I'm a little upset right now. And she said, why? I said, somebody keep calling my room, telling me something, it's all good. She was like, oh, they going like this. And she did it. And it was her. And I've never forgot that. But she had asked me if I want to come hang out that night. And I went out. I forgot where the heck we ended up going, but we didn't go out long. But, yeah, she just was a funny person, man. She was a funny individual. And I do miss her. I never got over her death. And like I said, I never discussed this with Tim or Missy, with Genuine, or with any of my friends. I never discussed it with them, with any of my family, with any of my ex-girlfriends, or even my current girlfriend. I never discussed it with anybody. I never got over that. Right. I think it would be traumatic for anybody, if it happens to anybody in their family, to lose somebody that was so young and so promising like that. And I got to give her mom, her dad, God rest in peace, and her brother and all her family members a lot of credit, because I just couldn't imagine being blood related to her and how they feel and the way I feel that she wasn't even a blood relative. How hard it was on me and how I couldn't fly, how I couldn't listen to her. I could not watch any of them videos. I didn't watch Rock the Boat, any of that stuff. The lady I was with during that particular time, she would get upset because I was like, I didn't want to see TV shows. I didn't watch video shows. And I didn't want to see nothing that was musical after that woman died like she did.
Right.
Our record label, and honestly, I lost a piece of myself then. Not because me and Aaliyah were like close like she was with some other people, because she was closer to other people like Kadada and certain other people. She was closer with Tim, definitely. But I had a love and a respect for her just because of how humble she was. Like, I got some hood friends, man, and I remember one of my hood boys named Troy Mitchell. He was like, I introduced him to Aaliyah, and Aaliyah was like, hey, what's up? And she was just like a normal person. Like, he was like, dang, man, I never get over when I met her, how she was just a regular chick. She won't even know that star stuff. He said, I could feel her energy. It was so genuine. Like, she was just like that, man. Like, she didn't deserve that, man. That wasn't for her. That wasn't for her. And, as for Static, that's my man's right there. Me, him, and Black, and Smoke, and Boogeyman all shared an apartment together. And like I told you, they might not even realize it, but I still play their record to this day in my car. People get tired of it because I done wore the CD out. I still play it. It's like 20 years later. It's one of my favorite R&B albums of all time. And that's not because they're my friends. That's because they just was a phenomenal group. They are one of my favorite groups of all time. Like, that's for real. And, living with them, man, and waking up to them singing, and We blazing. That's it. We blazing.
Very devastating news. The rapper, commonly known as Magoo, best known for his work as one half of the Timbaland and the Magoo, has died. He was just 50 years old. According to the reports that are coming in, so many tributes, we are seeing them on social media, are still coming in. This is a man who actually hailed from Norfolk, Virginia. He began his collaborative journey with the Timbaland and of course that popular lady that is Missy Elliott. That was in around 1989 after meeting as teenagers. During their formative years, Magoo and Timbo actually were part of a group called the SBI, surrounded by the idiots that included the likes of Larry Live and of course the then unknown Pharrell Williams. Timbo was referred to as DJ Timmy Tim, while Pharrell was called Magnum the Verb Lord. But their debut album as Timbaland and Magoo in 1997, Welcome to Our World, yielded their biggest chart single, of course Upwards, and of course another one, Up Jumps Da Boogie, after releasing 2 more studio albums that actually also went viral. For me, he was really a very talented rapper, and for those of you who actually grew up from the 90s and of course late 80s and early 2000s, this is a man who actually rocked during our childhood days. For anyone actually watching this, you probably already knows how near and dear Missy and Timbaland collective were really very much popular during the 90s and 2000s, like I've told you, known as the Super Friends. In an era where all rap's biggest stars hailed from New York, California, Atlanta, and of course natives of Virginia at that time, also got a representative who finally found actually that area of Virginia also found a representative who actually represented them on a bigger stage. It was really Magoo's crazy charisma that actually made so many people actually to really like him. You remember him, like I've told you, on the Up Jumps Da Boogie, and of course that feature with Missy Elliott is Beep Me 911 that was released in 1997, provided some of the song's most quotable moments, and everyone could sing word after word. So he's been really talented, and of course we are sending our deepest condolences to the family, friends, the fans globally who really loved and liked his works, plus also the closest friends, that is Timbo and Missy Elliott. We all know they are going through a very tough time. Rest in power the king, Magoo.